They preach modesty, but live like billionaires. Behind Iran's black turban austerity is a hidden empire of luxury, power, and private privilege. From secret mansions to offshore bank accounts, the supreme leader's inner circle lives a life most Iranians can only dream of. And they don't want you to know about it. This is the hidden world of Iran's shadow billionaires, and today we're pulling back the curtains. Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei isn't just a religious figure. He's the head of a vast secretive financial empire worth an estimated $200 billion. This wealth is largely controlled through an organization called Sadat, formerly a religious foundation but in reality a sprawling financial behemoth. Sadat was originally created to manage and sell off abandoned properties after the 1979 revolution, but over time it expanded into every profitable sector: real estate, telecommunications, finance, healthcare, energy, and more. Unlike government-owned companies, Sadat is directly answerable only to Khamenei. Bypassing parliament, judiciary, and public oversight, Sadat owns companies that generate massive revenue, and it seizes properties through dubious legal tactics, often from religious minorities or political descendants. It's believed that the revenues don't go toward public welfare, but rather into funding loyalty, expanding Khamenei's influence, and maintaining tight control over Iran's economy. While ordinary Iranians struggle with inflation, food shortages, and sanctions, this parallel economy remains immune, thriving in the shadows. Western sanctions have attempted to target Sadat, but its complex web of shell companies makes it difficult to trace. What's shocking is that this empire is built in the name of religious and service to the oppressed. Yet in practice, it fuels an elite class of insiders while the public bears the economic burden. The supreme leader's personal power isn't just spiritual, it's backed by billions in cold hard cash. In a nation where millions face economic hardship, Iran's ruling elite live above it all. Literally, members of the supreme leader's inner circle are believed to use private jets for both business and pleasure, traveling internationally with total immunity and luxury. These jets, often Gulfstreams or Bombardier aircraft, are not visible to the public eye. Registered under different shell companies or government logistics arms, they operate under the radar, sometimes even using diplomatic clearances to fly undetected through restricted airspaces. Leaked reports suggest these aircraft transport elite clerics, IRGC generals, and their families to Europe, Asia, and even luxury shopping hubs like Dubai and Istanbul. This extravagant air travel is deeply controversial. Iran's economy has been hit hard by US sanctions, leading to skyrocketing food prices, mass unemployment, and a collapsing currency, while average Iranians ration meat and rice. The elite comfortably fly to Europe for medical treatments, vacations, or luxury shopping sprees. The optics are painful. Footage of poor families struggling to buy basic goods contrasts sharply with photos of high-ranking clerics stepping off sleek jets onto foreign runways. The regime portrays itself as revolutionary and anti-Western, but its elite quietly enjoy all the perks of global capitalism. Private aviation is more than convenience, it's a symbol of untouchable privilege. While Iran's middle and working class struggle with housing shortages and inflation, the supreme leader's inner circle resides in lavish, heavily guarded mansions, particularly in northern Tehran, an area known for its exclusivity, wealth, and elevated views of the capital. These estates, many hidden behind high walls and dense foliage, are architectural marvels. They feature indoor pools, gold-trimmed halls, Persian marble flooring, private elevators, and imported European decor. Some even have underground bunkers, private gardens, and helipads. These homes are not registered under personal names but under the names of religious foundations, charitable trusts, or shell companies, ensuring anonymity and immunity. What makes this opulence particularly jarring is the contrast. These mansions exist just kilometers away from neighborhoods where families live in cramped apartments and face daily power outages and water shortages. With official inflation exceeding 40% and real wages falling, the gap between the elite and ordinary citizens have never been wider. The regime often justifies this wealth as state property, used for dignitaries or religious purposes. But reports from whistleblowers and satellite imagery tells different story. These properties are in frequent private use by top clerics. In the eyes of the regime, These are untouchable zones, shielded by religious authority, revolutionary credentials, and armed security. They represent a two-tiered reality: an Islamic republic for the public and a gilded empire for the elite. Even while leading chance of death to the west, Iran's elite are busy buying up some of the most prestigious properties in Europe's richest cities through a sophisticated network of offshore shell companies, trusts, and strawmen. Members of the supreme leader's inner circle have reportedly acquired high-end properties in London, Geneva, and Paris and Vienna. Investigative leaks and whistleblowers' reports suggest that these properties are often held in the names of distant relatives, foreign nationals, or subsidiaries of charitable organizations. Luxury flats in Kensington, Mayfair, or the Swiss Riviera offer them a quite safe escape from Iran, complete with private banking access, elite shopping, and legal protections. Why Europe? The answer lies in discretion and prestige. While Iran's official policy condemns Western influence, these cities provide a stable place to store wealth, educate children, and seek medical care far from Iran's collapsing infrastructure. These homes also serve as safe havens in case of political unrest or exile. What's particularly galling to critics is the hypocrisy. The regime jails citizens for having dual nationality or foreign affiliations, yet its top officials secretly enjoy Western lifestyles behind closed doors. Some of their children even post on social media from inside these multi-million-dollar penthouses, despite their parents publicly condemning Western decadence. Even under international sanctions, these properties often go unnoticed due to legal loopholes in European real estate and banking systems. As long as these assets are hidden under complex ownership structures, they remain out of reach from law enforcement and sanctions watchdogs. These hidden homes are more than just investments. They're escape plans, status symbols, and the ultimate contradiction of a regime that says one thing to the people and does another in private. The Islamic Revolution God Corps, once founded to defend the ideals of Iran's Islamic Revolution, has evolved into a financial superpower, and its top commanders are billionaires in everything but name. Over the past 2 decades, the IRGC has extended its reach far beyond the military, embedding itself in construction, telecommunication, oil, banking, smuggling, and cyber operations. At the heart of this empire are generals who command not only battle lines, but businesses. One of the most powerful institutions under the IRGC is Khatam al-Anbiya, a massive construction conglomerate that wins no-bid contracts worth billions, building highways, dams, energy projects, and even metro systems. This economic dominance allows IRGC leaders to control vast wealth without public accountability. These generals are known to receive kickbacks, secret shares, and luxury perks. Their wealth is shielded by military status and cloaked under national security justification, making them untouchable by ordinary anti-corruption laws. Even more disturbing is how the IRGC leverages this financial power for political influence. The God controls media outlets, election rigging operations, and suppresses dissent, creating a feedback loop where wealth fuels power and power protects wealth. Smuggling routes, especially for fuel and sanctioned goods, provide additional off-the-books revenue. These generals live in luxury, foreign passports, designer wardrobes, exclusive clubs, while thousands of Iranian soldiers under them live in poverty. It's a stark betrayal of revolutionary values and a glaring symbol of inequality in the Islamic Republic. While Iran faces intense global sanctions, the Supreme Leader's inner circle has developed a sophisticated financial web that allows them to move, store, and protect billions through offshore accounts and covert financial networks. These elites use front companies, charitable foundations, and proxies in the UAE, Turkey, Malaysia, and even Europe to establish foreign bank accounts. Often the companies appear legitimate on paper: import-export businesses, consulting firms, or religious charities. But in reality, they serve as money laundering pipelines. Banks in countries with weak enforcement or political alignment with Iran help facilitate these operations. Some accounts are opened under foreign passports held by family members or close associates. In many cases, funds are routed through Hawala networks, an informal, untraceable money transfer system popular across the Middle East and South Asia. These offshore networks are crucial for buying property, investing in Western companies, and paying for elite lifestyles abroad, all while avoiding direct links to sanctioned Iranian institutions. It's financial doublespeak. The regime condemns Western influence, yet its inner circle thrives off the global banking system. International watchdogs and intelligence agencies have tried to crack down, but the regime's use of encrypted communication, loyal intermediaries, and diplomatic protections makes detections difficult. When leaks do occur, such as the Panama Papers or Swiss leaks, they expose just how deeply Iranian elites are embedded in the offshore financial world. This system ensures that while ordinary Iranians are cut off from the global economy, their rulers enjoy the full range of its benefits. The offshore empire is not just about wealth, it's about survival, secrecy, and staying 10 steps ahead of accountability. Publicly, Iran's ruling elite promotes modesty and Islamic values, discouraging extravagant lifestyles and banning Western luxury symbols. But behind closed doors, the story is very different. The inner circle of the supreme leader is rumored to indulge in a world of designer brands, imported perfumes, and high-end fashion, all far removed from the modest black robes seen on state television. Inside their lavish homes and private gatherings, you'll find custom-tailored Armani suits, Rolex watches, Italian leather shoes, and Chanel accessories. These aren't knockoffs from the black market. They're the real thing, flown in through diplomatic pouches or purchased during secret trips abroad under false identities. While the public is barred from importing most luxury items due to sanctions, the elite always seem to find a way. Their wardrobes reflect not just wealth, but a deliberate contradiction. Publicly, they wear simple clerical outfits, projecting humility and piety. Privately, they attend exclusive parties and functions dressed in fashion that would rival any European aristocrat. Some of their children raised abroad post photos of Gucci, Dior, and Balenciaga until they're taken down by security forces trying to contain public backlash. This obsession with luxury is not just personal, it's political. By rewarding loyalty with access to imported luxury goods, the regime strengthens its inner circle. These brands become symbols of status, privilege, and power. In a country where people struggle to buy basic clothing or even afford detergent, the ruling class's taste for foreign fashion is a bitter pill. It reveals a hypocrisy that lies at the heart of the Islamic Republic, preaching sacrifice while practicing indulgence. There are verified cases of regime-linked families holding US green cards or Canadian passports. These students often post their experiences on social media, unaware or indifferent to the backlash their privilege provokes back home. Meanwhile, Iranian parents with far from modest means struggle to send their kids to local universities due to raising tuition, outdated facilities, and intense political restrictions. The regime justifies this hypocrisy by saying these students are gathering knowledge for the homeland. But in truth, they rarely return, and if they do, it's to claim high-paying government roles, cementing a cycle where privilege begets privilege. In Iran, many of the wealthiest and most powerful institutions aren't corporations or banks. They're religious charities known as bonyads. These organizations were established after the 1979 revolution, supposedly to redistribute wealth to the poor and support war victims. But in reality, they have evolved into massive financial machines that operate outside government oversight. One of the largest is Astan Quds Razavi, which manages the shrine of Imam Raza in Mashhad. On the surface, it's a religious organization, but behind the scenes, it controls billions in assets, including real estate, agriculture, manufacturing, and even media outlets. It doesn't pay taxes, and it answers only to the supreme leader. These bonyads are especially state-protected empires, with executives and directors often appointed based on loyalty rather than merit. Many insiders from Khamenei's circle use these foundations to funnel wealth, secure no-bid contracts, and reward allies. They serve as shadow governments, unelected, unaccountable, and incredibly rich. While millions of Iranians struggle under sanctions and inflations, these charities continue to rake in profits, build luxury facilities, and expand their holdings across Iran and beyond. The use of religion as a cover for economic exploitation makes these organizations nearly untouchable. Criticizing them is seen as blasphemous, but for many Iranians, these bonyads represent everything wrong with the regime, corruption hidden behind holy walls. At the heart of this Islamic Republic's power structure is a chilling reality. The supreme leader and his inner circle are completely untouchable. Unlike any typical political system, Iran's top elites are not answerable to the public. or to the code or even the laws of the Islamic Republic itself. They exist above scrutiny, protected by a carefully constructed system of religious legitimacy, authoritarian control, and military enforcement. Ayatollah Khamenei is the supreme leader. He holds absolute authority over every major institution. But more importantly, he oversees a network of loyalists who enjoy special privileges, including immunity from prosecution, insider access to billion-dollar deals, and exclusive lifestyle benefits. These individuals benefit from a system where transparency is absent and power is inherited, not earned. Corruption cases are only pursued when politically convenient. Whistleblowers are silenced, imprisoned, or worse. The media is censored, and investigative journalism is virtually non-existent when it comes to exposing the top tier. The regime uses religion to justify this hierarchy. They argue that the supreme leader is divinely guided, making criticism not just political treason, but religious heresy. This makes it nearly impossible for dissent to gain traction, because it's not just challenging power, it's seen as challenging God. For ordinary Iranians, this creates a deep sense of injustice, and there is no path to accountability, no independent court, no free press to hold them responsible. Beyond Iran's borders, the supreme leader's inner circle operates a complex network of political, financial, and intelligence connections that extend into several countries. This network supports proxy groups, funds allied militias, and influences foreign elections. Smuggling routes and international business linked to these networks help bypass sanctions and generate billions in hard currency. While Iran publicly denies involvement, leaked intelligence and de facto testimonies confirm that the supreme leader's inner circle uses this international influence to protect power far beyond its borders. Thanks for watching. If you found this glimpse into Iran's hidden power structure eye-opening, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most secretive elites. Drop your thoughts in the comments.